Hello everyone, my name is Diego Mariscal and I'm proud to say that I have cerebral palsy. I know I haven't made a video in like about a month, but I figured instead of boring you with my excuses, we would just get on with this week's video. Okay. I was actually going to talk about a really funny story, the time where I called 911. But in light of it being National Coming Out Day, I figured that I would talk about coming out in terms of having a disability. Now, for a lot of people in the LGBT community, coming out is quite a process because it is not just announcing that you have a different sexual preference, but it's actually acknowledging it and embracing it so that it can dictate important aspects of your life later on, whether that be who you hang out with, where you go out, or even who you're going to marry. And that same thing can happen in terms of disability. Some people with a physical disability, like myself, we can't really hide it, but we can choose to just live with it, or we can choose to acknowledge it and embrace it so that it dictates important aspects of our lives, right? And I think a lot of people with invisible disability, with physical and invisible disabilities, choose not to come out as disabled. They choose not to identify in terms of having a disability. And I think this is because for the longest time, disability was seen primarily through a medical model, where a disability was a situation or a problem that had to be overcome. And even though governments and society and organizations are pushing for that medical model to be gone and are implementing a social model where a disability is seen as a minority and as a minority as an identity, in terms of a societal perception, the medical model is still very present. So I think that's the key. I think that's why it's important to come out as disabled, because whether you have a physical or an invisible disability, it is crucial for you to come out as disabled, to talk about your disability, because of the same reason it's important to come out in the LGBT community. The more comfortable you are with your sexuality or with your disability, it's going to make people who have that similar struggle feel more comfortable. So if you come out, more people with the disability are going to come out, right? So I think that's the key. I think that's why it's important for people to come out as disabled. So this week I encourage you to, if you have a disability, come out and embrace your disability, or if you know someone, who has a disability, encourage them to come out as disabled, ask them about their disability, ask them about their struggles, ask them why they might be proud of having a disability, or talk about ways in which they can be proud of having a disability. I think that's all for today. I will see you next week, I promise you. Bye.